Ever play a game that's kinda hard to talk about without spoiling the heck out of it? Inscryption at a Glance is a roguelike deck-building game with striking presentation. You can't start a new game out of the box. So after hitting continue, you awaken in a dim cabin, sitting across from a shadowy dealer who leads you through this imaginative tabletop game that he's set up between you. This guy is freaking awesome. I cannot get enough of his quirky, unpredictable personality. Even after fighting the same bosses repeatedly, they never stop being fun because this guy never stops being fun. Mechanically, it's deceptively simple. There aren't many cards, but you'll constantly combine or modify them into increasingly complex abominations. After a game over, the dealer traps your soul inside of a card that'll show up to help you out in future runs. This makes the card pool get pretty overpowered pretty fast. The strengths of your cards scales much faster than the difficulty, and this can make a good run feel a bit underwhelming. Thankfully, the overpowered cards and potential for infinite loops end up being so much fun that it's difficult to be upset. It's very quick, very satisfying. What really makes this deck builder stand out is your ability to stand up. Occasionally, you'll be asked to get up from your chair and explore this creepy cabin, where you'll find escape room puzzles that'll help you unlock cards and make future runs even easier. The art is incredible. Inscryption's use of lighting and varying levels of graphical fidelity is always visually stimulating and sometimes just gorgeous. It's hard to look away from, especially when some of the cards start to talk, plotting against their captor and making the already fun card battles even more engaging. The story about a game within a game is goofy, though it eventually pivots pretty aggressively into something somehow more meta with a huge amount of thematic depth. Because of that, it's hard for me to get into the meat of this game without one of these. If you like card games and what you've seen so far is appealing, you should stop this video and play Inscryption as soon as possible. I had an incredible time with this game and do not want to ruin anyone's experience by spoiling the mind-blowing parts. Also, don't read the Wikipedia page before playing. Love y'all, hit subscribe and come back when you're ready to see big spoilers. You ever play a game that pretends to be a roguelike, but when you think you've beaten it, it turns into a story-driven linear RPG? After defeating the dealer, you're abruptly given a series of FMVs depicting Chris Carter, aka the Lucky Carter, as he finds a mysterious diskette buried in the woods containing an unreleased video game adaptation of his favorite physical card game, Inscryption. This is the character that beat the dealer, and now you're playing as them through the rest of this game, within a game, within a game. After this, the only thing left for you to do in the cabin is collect the New Game button, return to the main menu, and start a new game, which is now a old-school top-down RPG. This is jarring while making you feel like you've stumbled onto something mysterious. You aren't going through exactly the same things as Chris Carter, but you do share kind of the same emotional experience. From this new perspective, we really start to dig into the mythos. The dealer and talking cards from before are revealed to be the Four Scribes, divine figures who create the cards and gameplay of this world. The card combat is mostly the same, but with a lot more available strategies and focus on resource management. The biggest differences are in progression. There's no more game overs, and now you're collecting cards constantly from chests and as rewards for victory. I don't think this middle act lasts long enough for its collection mechanics to really shine, but these are really fun characters, and there's a lot of quirky dialogue. The dead-obsessed Grimora and Sadistic Magnificus are a little underwritten, especially compared to Leshy, the lovable dealer from earlier, who you start to realize may have had a good reason for keeping the others out of commission. The fourth scribe, PO3 or Poe or the robot or whatever, is up to something nefarious. He derails things as they come to a head, shifting us into the third and final act of the game. This is more reminiscent of the beginning, sitting at a table in a 3D environment as PO3, in contrast to when he was a lowly stoat, takes a powerful seat across from you. The gameplay shifts to be more tactical, asking you to use everything you've learned so far, while still giving you fun, overpowered tools. This feels a little slower than the previous segments, but it's still always a blast. The story in this section, though, god damn. Inscryption starts meta, but by this point, it's beyond that. It's not only a game within a game within a game about itself, but it's about itself being about itself. PO3 reveals that while playing, you've actually been developing this game, Inscryption, which you're now going to upload to Steam. The other scribes do not want this, helping you sabotage the robot's plans. The ending of this game is so fucking good. Playing against Leshy one last time, as the fabric of his reality is falling apart around him, really made me cry. Like, really, in real life, real tears. There was a part of me that was a little disappointed that the first section didn't just keep going. The game anticipates that and pays off in a way that I did not know a video game could do. Daniel Mullins, the developer, he stole my heart with this one, and I don't think I'm getting it back anytime soon. That being said, if you try really hard, you can find some nitpicks. At first, the FMVs are gripping and mysterious, but getting like 6 of them at once isn't really great for the pacing. The Lucky Carter's ending is disappointing, but my god, this game felt like it was made for me. Specifically for me, and I hope it was made for you too. I give it, permission to access my hard drive.
subscribe for more.